Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. A lot of new stuff. First, we're covering the new patch 5.5. It's got some new interesting tweaks and balances and nerfs and additions, not the least of which is weather. We also got a new microphone, so it doesn't sound like I'm talking through a tin can anymore, which is good. Yay! So today, because of the different events, the two times event and the fast track to Des Moines, I actually managed to get my hands on the Baltimore finally. Uh, Initial impressions are I absolutely am in love with this ship. The AA on it is, well, to put it succinctly, absurd. It has the best AA of any cruiser in its tier and then some. I've definitely changed my modules and captain traits to really push forward this
General
strength.
quarters.
As far as its armament goes, it's a fairly standard setup. If you've been grinding through the Pensacola and the New Orleans, you'd be very familiar with the two in the front, one in the back uh, armament. However, the armor itself of the ship is much, much beefier. The ship is much more survivable, especially for some reason or another, if you point head on. It just has a really good habit of bouncing shells. The HE on it is it is serviceable. It is not as powerful as what the Japanese cruisers have, where you can just basically spam HE shells all game long. The AP shells are where your real damage are normally going to come from. It's not to say that the high explosive shells are a joke. It's just you need to be aware of what your situation is, what you're firing at, and then you're going to be switching shell types pretty constantly. The role that I find that I am the most useful is escorting the battleships, especially when there is a carrier in the match like this one is. Uh, if there isn't, then I'm still escorting and trying to be a little ahead of them in screening for destroyers. It does have radar. I have the acquisition trait or the acquisition module on my ship for the express purpose of hunting down destroyers. In this game, I'm just kind of going a little slow right now, waiting to see where my battleships are going to go. I want to stay close to them because I know there is that enemy carrier, and he is a Tier 8 Lexington. Now, if he has any sense about him, he will not go anywhere near me. And there's his attack group. Now, I'm not spotted yet, so let's see what happens as soon as he spots me. So now he's seen me, and I'll start shooting at about 7 kilometers. There it goes. And instantly he pulls away. So he knows that he doesn't want to attack anything near a Baltimore. That's just bad news for him. So he pulled off. Now I'm watching the mini-map and he's starting to shift right. So I need to turn around. Now I didn't turn right because that would have gotten me a lot closer to the enemy, and they're just barely out of range. He's obviously going to go for that turbot's there. Maybe the Yamato. There's a couple targets over there that are completely unescorted. So I'm going to get over there as quickly as possible and try and help them out with my AA. Now the Baltimore is not the fastest ship in the water. Right now, without any kind of flag or anything, it goes about 32, 35 knots at most. There are definitely other cruisers at Tier 9 or even lower that are much faster than me. But it's enough, and same with this maneuverability. It is not the most agile boat in the water, but it's enough that you can get the job done, and you can serpentine and get away. So I've kicked in my defensive fire ability, and if you watch on the right hand side and watch how fast I shoot these planes down. They were going after the Yamato. The Yamato took very little damage, and I am just evaporating these enemy bombers. They were in and out, and I still managed to get 13 of them. It's kind of a shame that you don't get XP for shooting down planes. I think all told in this game I shot down 28. And and that would have been nice to have a little extra XP for doing that. But the bonus is that my Yamato took very little damage, and now he is still in the fight to support the team overall, which hopefully will get me a win and more XP and more silver. So while you don't get XP from shooting down the planes, it does behoove you to shoot them down because it generally helps you get wins. So now I'm kind of reassessing what's going on here. It's being a little standoffish. That Atago is way overextended. Not that I really care. He's pink, and probably pink for a good reason, so I'm glad he's over there and not torping us. But I don't think he's going to last much longer. I'm trying to stay as close as I can to these battleships. I am the only cruiser around, and obviously that carrier is of the mindset that he wants to kill our battleships. But as long as I'm floating around here, that 13 planes shot down on his first wave kind of gave him a bit of a bloody nose. So he'll probably think twice before doing that. Now I've got lots of cover because of these islands, and I am at pretty decent range. Do a little bit of chip shot on that Mogami. He's so low health now, he's pretty much out of the fight. And here we have a North Carolina, so looking at him, he's pointing his guns at me. Well, no, he's not pointing his guns at me. That Baltimore is, so either way, I have my nose pointed at it. Remember me talking about how it bounces shells. 0 damage. And I just did another 2,500 to that North Carolina. Get another couple shots before he gets around this island. And got a second fire started on. Now here comes his shells. Nose pointed straight on. Alright. Took 4,000 damage, but you know what? I've got 38,000 more. That's not a problem at all. And he just died to my fires.
We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
Alright, so now we have an Iowa and a Yamato. Oh, and the Baltimore still. So I want to be very careful about poking my head around. The 2 battleships that are on my team are poking around on the left-hand side, so I'm really hoping that they'll draw the attention of this Iowa and Baltimore. And peeking around, yeah, so far. But he can very easily turn his guns at me. And I am absolutely not paying attention. And just beached myself. That was a pretty hardcore fail on my part. That I was looking right at me. By all accounts, I should be dead. But he decided to fire at the battleships instead. I'm not exactly sure why. And the Baltimore also is not paying attention to me. In fact, it looks like he's trying to get the heck out of Dodge. So I'm switching to AP, because he's giving me a perfect broadside. And whether I can get a Citadel or not, I'm going to hopefully do a lot of damage on this guy. Well, so far not. I'm going to swing my ship around so that it'll help my turrets catch up. You can see them sliding across the screen there. Still nothing. Oh, there we go. There's a nice little Citadel for 7,500. He's hurting pretty bad, and I'm about to beach myself a second time. Not doing too very good. I think I'm losing the battle versus these islands. Thankfully that Izumu just died, and nothing can shoot at me. And if that Baltimore comes around the corner, I've got all my guns trained on him. I'll finish him off very quickly. So I lucked out that there's an island between me and that Iowa and Yamato. Had that island not been there, I would have absolutely been dead. Alright, well, we're away from the island. I've got HE loaded because I'm going to go help this Tirpitz out because he's got incoming torpedo bombers and he's trying to face down an Iowa and a Yamato. The Baltimore is dead, thankfully, so I don't have to worry about him. But not sure if I'm going to get there in time to help this Tirpitz out with those torpedoes. I can at least try and get this Iowa on fire, but this is very, very dangerous. And the Iowa is seeing nothing but that Tirpitz right now. So even though I gave him a little bit of broadside right there, that Tirpitz right there in front of him was just too tempting of a target. So he finished off the Tirpitz. Tirpitz did get his torpedoes off before he died. I got another fire. So he just put all the fires out. Now I'm in a very bad situation. I have that Yamato back there staring me down and the Iowa, even though he's hurt. So I need to get this island in between me and those battleships. And I turn my defensive AA on again because I don't know, those bombers forgot I was there for some reason. Oh, just barely. That island is blocking my shots. But I really don't want to poke my head out around there. And I'm still shooting down those planes. I don't think he really appreciated the range on my AA there. Ooh. Those were Yamato shells.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on normal alert.
That could have ended me very, very quickly right there. But thankfully he missed. Alright, Iowa's moving. I can't stay. I have to make a move. He's turning his guns away. This is my chance. He has 500 life left. I can kill him. It's only 500 life. There it is. Oh, 64 health. 60. Oh no. He's using his repair. He's got a fire, but he's using his repair. And those guns are pointed right at me. Please, please, please kill him. Okay. Woo. And now let's get this island in between me and that Yamato, because I don't want any part of him. He's got his guns pointed right at me too. He wants me. But I got back behind that island. And got a nice little 2,000 damage. And there's that Mogami with 200 life just floating around in the backfield. I mean, to his defense, with less than 200 life, there really wasn't a whole lot he could do because the moment he got in range, something like that would happen. I appreciate the kill. I kind of feel bad for him, but he should have been dead a long, long time ago. So this Yamato, he's trying to do the whole nose-on thing. And I'm thinking I can flank around here on his side. The issue is does he realize I'm going there? And is he going to be able to have his guns bared on me? Now obviously the other battleship slightly behind me and to the left is got his attention right now. And yep, there he just fired. So his guns are pointed that way. But looking at the minimap, yeah, his back turret is also pointed so that he could easily turn and shoot at me. But we just got to do this. I did switch to AP after that shot, so I got a nice little fire on him. And I'm going to go nose on at him. And hopefully get a Citadel. I don't think I can. It is possible. It's very hard against Yamato. Against Tier 8 and Tier 9 battleships, once you're within about 5 kilometers, if you're firing at their broadside like this, you absolutely will get Citadels. I've done 20,000 damage to, I think it was an Iowa. He was a little surprised. Oh, good. So, Yamato's dead. He was turning his guns at me. That was about to be a very bad situation for me. I guess the ram was always an option. But thankfully it didn't come to that, and I got to save my ship and the repair costs that would have come with it. And the only one left over is the carrier, who's spotted and in range, and he's not going to last much longer. So again, overall, I really like this ship. It's just got a really nice blend of armor, maneuverability, utility. You'll notice I don't have the scout plane. I use the radar for when I'm trying to hunt down DDs, and the defensive fire ability, which is your real bread and butter. It's just a fantastic ship. I really don't have any real issues with it. So I hope you guys had fun watching. I hope I can keep making more videos, and I hope you learned something. Uh, have a good evening, people, and have fun out there.